I would, yes, I see. I appreciate Professor Entry's point, his angle about asking for efficiency and all that. I support that, right? Because no matter how much the OSP performs, you always need somebody in a way to serve as devil's advocate. It's good. There is value in that. That way, then he'll see that, okay, so that he doesn't get, pampered, and then he doesn't get swollen-headed, so that he will seek to do more. Because as long as Mr. Kisio Jeben is aware that he has critics, then there will be an incentive to work harder. But if we're all to extol his virtues, to laud him and all that, there is a tendency to get complacency. So to that extent, I would say Professor Entry has something to say. Now, but when I come to the practical situation, though, I'll tell you that the OSP has done a yeoman's job. Yeah, he's done extremely well.
A yeoman's job.
I tell you.
Why?
Alfred, it's not easy to do those cases, so it's not easy at all. At least I've seen the NDA one. You know who are involved in the NDA?
These are four cases.
Yes, and let's say the NDA one, at least the one I've seen practically. You get the president's appointee, so let's say the CEO, Smaila Abdul Rahman, then 2 other deputies. So naturally, in the scheme of things, these are politicians. These are people that know people. So they are very closely connected. So for OSP to be able to eventually get that case into court, my brother, look, practically, you have no idea. That job, if you have no balls, excuse my French, you can't do it. It was difficult. You see, even did you read Atta Kennedy's this piece two or 3 weeks ago when he was criticizing Kisio Jabe? You see that he mentioned that there's a lady at Jubilee House, that's Napaga Tia Sulemana, the coordinator of the Special Development Projects Initiative. You see, she was the last person to appoint, to approve the payments of that money. She's the boss. She wasn't added, and Atta Kennedy raised it. I've also raised it that being the final person to approve the payment, she should have also been in charge, okay, for causing financial loss at least, right? So the point I'm making is that these are very connected people. It takes a lot of steel, a lot of grit to be able to fight these cases. It's no joke. No. It's not a walk in the park. It's difficult. Look, there are some other things I can't say today. We'll wait. When President Akufo-Addo leaves, that's when we'll say it. But read Atta Kennedy's piece. You see him saying that Kisio Jabe couldn't prosecute Napaga because of her connection. If you understand that connection, later we'll reveal it after Akufo-Addo leaves office. No, because this Ghana, and I say, look, don't care about death because that's a democracy. Strong connections. You have no idea. Trust me. The other three, the other persons who even are in court, okay, they are very connected too. As I say, for a lot of them, we will not reveal now. Some of the things you have to be tactical. We'll wait when Akufo-Addo leaves office. That's when we'll come.
So why do you have to wait till Akufo-Addo leaves office before you do this? Because if those who are connected cannot be prosecuted, then Houston will have a problem. Because we should all be equal before the law. And if some people, because of their connection, that's why I have a problem with most part of our constitution.
Okay.
The indemnity clause and all that.
Good.
If people cannot be prosecuted because we made them see. I teach leadership. I'm a leadership professor. And a leader is nothing but a servant. So if you are here, we made you the leader to serve us. And 80% of leadership is followership.
Good.
So why is the 20% that is well conducted ruling the 80% and everybody have resigned and said to the faith that we can't say anything? Let it be. Is that the standard? Is that the expectation?
So good. So Napaga was left out. So then you can start a crusade. Because for me, do you know what happened? To the extent that at least now we have 4 of them before court, the chief executive, 2 deputies, and then the businessman. I'm like, half a loaf is better than none. So we've made noise. So maybe this other person, maybe join Atta Kennedy, then you start a crusade. I've been saying that, look, criminal cases, the fortunate thing is that there is no limitation of action. So when Akufo-Addo leaves office, we will pursue that Napaga also be tried.
Why should he leave office? That's my problem. Why should he leave office? Leave office before you
have to choose your fights well.
So when Akufo-Addo is in office, there's no way we can make a headway in this case. Is that what you're saying?
We have 4, and she's the only one left. As I said, for now, it's half a loaf is better than none. Sometimes you look at the fight.
So why can't you go for the full loaf?
Please to fight.
Yes, why are you going for half loaf, like you said, instead of the full one?
We have to be
when
practical.
You can eat all, right?
Exactly.
I see. So
Mr. Holmes, the biggest pillar of any democracy, of any advanced country, is regulation. And regulation is money. It's the biggest money, because if you are in America and you are supposed to be driving 40 miles an hour and you're driving 60, the police will get you and give you a fine of $500.
Okay.
That is going to be your whole 2 weeks paycheck.
So, Prof,
so you will not do that.
Prof, yes, all good. As for the principle,
No,
we know that-
regulation-
hold on.
So the regulation should be there. The reason why a police officer in America or Europe will not take bribe from you, they will tell you it is against the law.
Or they take,
So-
some of them take. It's
Yeah,
not
I know, but I'm saying that, yes, but I'm saying that they will tell you it is against the law.
Yeah.
So the law works. How do we
But
make
not
the law?
fully. It doesn't
Hold
work
on,
fully. I
hold
can
on,
tell
hold
you
on,
what
hold
this
on,
meant.
hold on.
Yeah, not
hold on.
fully.
You know, lawyers have a way of
fully.
handling this. The law should be fair. So
Yes.
when we talk about equity, those who are connected and those who are not connected, we should be fair to each one.
Yes.
Because if you don't have equal rights and justice, then we'll have a problem in our country. So why should we wait till Akufo-Addo leaves office in 2025 before somebody who has erred in using public office for personal gain to be prosecuted? I have a problem with that.
Sometimes that's
Okay.
the practical nature of it. So let's leave it. Yes, that's why I said.
How do you mean that's the practical nature?
Yes, because he will fight and runs, lives to fight another day. So sometimes look at the practical.
You can fall down whilst running and then collapse and die.
You see, but you talk about grades.
Yes.
The OSP
Hey,
has
he's
grades and guts
stubborn, he's
to,
strong. Yeah.
to do this.
Yeah.
But you were pursuing cases in the court of law based on evidence, regardless of how much guts you have. If you have evidence, there's enough reasonable grounds to prosecute a
Yes.
case, is it not? That does not have anything to do with how strong or how much guts he has.
Hey, there is a lot. There's a lot. Practical, there's a lot. You know, security-wise and all that. Look, that's why I said it's not everything we can say, but I'm telling you that it's a very dangerous job.
So is it safe to say
Extremely-
that if Sir John had not passed away, the Office of Special Prosecutor couldn't have gone to his estate and investigate? Is that what we say?
No, they could have. So let's not take this out of.
Yes. So do you think if he was still alive and still at the Forestry Commission, would his assets would have been frozen?
Yes, yes. Because that's what
You are talking about connection.
Yes,
So,
so
he
I'm
was
saying-
also well
oh,
connected.
so
That
let's
means we couldn't
understand
have been
this.
able to prosecute.
Maybe my error is in trying to tell you that in every rule there's an exception. It's not an error. It's just for us to be practical, because he just told me about America, and I'm also telling that I also know for a fact in America we've gone to America 1,000 times.
Do you have a
American
police officer
are
you
also
gave a
corrupt.
bribe and the person
I
took
can
it?
also tell you American police.
Do
are
you
also
have a
corrupt.
police officer
That's
you
what I
gave
tell
money and the person collected it?
Master.
I've stayed in America for 22 years.
Yeah, and we
Do you have a police
Then it's
officer
just
evidence that you gave the money and the person
Oh,
collected it?
America,
Tell me.
even when you
And then
Google-
I will follow up the prosecution.
No, but you don't live in America. Google it.
okay,
You see
hold on.
several of them.
Let's come back to
Several,
Ghana.
hundreds.
But they are prosecuted.
Let's
So by
come
here,
back to
they are not prosecuted.
No, it's not everyone that's prosecuted. Some
Okay.
get through.
Prof.
So let me continue. So I'm saying that Mr. Debin has done a yeoman's job. Okay, let's remember that the total staff strength of the OSP does not exceed 20 as of now. All of them. That's the thing. The office is still grossly understaffed. They are now about to recruit more, and those people will start working in October, a few months down the line. So it's very key. The investigators, you've seen 150 cases. As far as I'm aware, the investigators are 3. 1, 2, 3. No. And the cases are difficult. These are politicians.
You
and
know,
not,
if you read the report, it indicates that Parliament actually approved that they recruit about 200 people.
yes.
Where's the process?
So it's a
And-
process. That's what they are going
Yes.
to. They are not yet done. They say
They
will
receive
take-
about 1,000
yes.
applications. So
How are
it's,
they
Yes,
managing
so-
the special prosecutor?
in fact, they are asking for more money.
Yes, I'm coming to that. Yes. So those people, they are going through the recruitment process. So those people will take office, I think, somewhere in October, 31st October. So those people are yet to come. And even when those people come in, they have to be oriented, etc. So we have to give them a bit, exactly, to build up their capacity. So we have to give them a bit of time. Now let's come to the other side of it. So he still even has a problem with capital. He's not been resourced enough. The OSP doesn't have the capital. You see, he says that the establishment budget, he needs that budget to get forensics, cyber security infrastructure, the cells there. So the building itself is not even well furnished. It's a shell. There's a lot to be done. And that's how come lawyers came together and done that petition, gathering 100, signatures. And it's taking two months or so. Some lawyers, look, just even petition President Akufo-Addo. This is the country we live in. You meet some lawyers, please, will you sign my petition? And the lawyer say, no, me, this since I won't add my name. You see the kind of country, the hypocrisy. Just sign a petition telling the president we want you to adequately resource the OSP. Some lawyers are running away. That no, they won't put their names on this petition.
They are cowards.
Can you imagine? Well, then what kind of democracy do you want? So, look, so the point is that the OSP is grossly challenged. But let's look at the positive sides. As I said, the LaBianca matter is just not the money LaBianca paid, but also he asked the GRA to do reforms so that they will stop that discriminatory practice where senior officers will help people clear their goods, the ruling. So they do it, then you pay less tax. It's always been there. Customs, it's always been there since we were kids. You work for customs and everybody knows that you're a rich man because through this custom duties, there's a way they can do and then get lower custom duties paid and the rest. But he's asked for reforms. You see that in the, in the report, and GRA is complied. So you should look at how much we are saving the public purse. And the establishment budget he needs. Look, let's look at it. There's one of them. It will be a game changer. The cyber where he wants to be able to plug into the ports so that the imports and exports he can monitor independently, and also Bank of Ghana. Okay, yes, he wants to be able to monitor independently. That's why we have to support that establishment budget. But because Akufo-Addo is so corrupt, he's saying that no, this is not something. Oh no, after Akufo-Addo's corruption is legendary. So he's not interested in that because it will expose too many of his people. It's his track record that's showing. Am I the one who said it? The IMF report says that the fight against corruption has been down for a decade now. Honorable, am I the one saying it? The IMF says it too.
Is beyond Akufo-Addo.
He said so. So it includes Mahama and Akufo-Addo. Yes, but who he said, am I supporting Mahama? No.
Look. So
I think that Prof did.
So have I finished? Exhausted my time?
Yes.
I think you've talked enough.
Okay.
Prof